Great. Okay. Hopefully you have had the chance to look at the website, the class website, and learn how to do the foot soaking technique at home. These are some really nice illustrations showing the key ideas that we've talked about the last few weeks, using the natural elements in Sahaja Yoga to help ourselves feel better and reach that state of deep thoughtlessness. It does take time, of course, at the beginning, but with time you will see that Sahaja Yoga is a very, very powerful and effective technique. So today, a couple of key ideas. The first one being, we've talked about how once our Kundalini is flowing, when we meditate, spontaneously we start feeling what we call as vibrations on our hands, on our two palms, and they indicate to us the state of our subtle system. So today we're going to learn how to connect we can say different parts of our hands to our subtle system. So naturally the left hand is connected to our left energy channel, which is more of our emotional side. The right hand is connected to our right energy channel, which is more of our, you can say, planning, futuristic, mental side. And then we have the various chakras are actually, you can see in this image here that the fingers are color coded and they correspond to our centers. So we will start from the first chakra at the base of the spine. It is actually just below the sacrum bone, below the Mother Kundalini, and it provides the support for the Mother Kundalini to rise up along our spine. The first chakra, called the Muladhara, we can feel it on the base of the palms. So if there is we call in Sahaja Yoga as a catch, meaning there is an imbalance or a problem, you may feel it on just one hand or on both hands. This is the center. The main quality of the center is innocence. The second center, which is in our lower abdomen, is, you can see, connected to the thumb. On this picture here, it's in yellow. It is the center of, as you know, on the left-hand side, we put our right hand there and we say the affirmation, please give me the pure knowledge. So on the right-hand side, it has to do with pure knowledge. On the right side, it has to do with our attention. That's why we say, put some ice on the liver, which is right here, the right side of our lower abdomen, and it helps to cool down our attention and settle down our attention for meditation. The third center, we call as the Nabi chakra, we feel on our middle fingers. So this has to do with our satisfaction, inner satisfaction. It has to do with our contentment. If we have a lot of worries, whether it is about relationships or about our say material well-being, those things do affect our Nabi chakra, the third chakra. So that you can say that extends to, say, for example, issues with physical issues around this area. So it could be any of those organs in this area. It could be the stomach. It could be the intestines. So everything around here would be governed by the center of the third one. The fourth one, our anahata, or we call it as the heart chakra, can be felt on the pinkies. So this center is closely related to our relationship with our biological mother and father, and if there are any issues there, or our relationship as a mother or as a father with our children. So if there are imbalances, they could show up. during meditation, you may feel tingling or numbness or heat, any of those sensations. The fifth center, which is at the level of the throat, we call it as the Vishuddhi chakra. You can see here the blue, and that's connected with our index fingers. The center has to do with, in general, our communication with others, the way we carry ourselves, not just the way we speak, but also our mannerisms, our demeanor, the way we use our eyes, we use our face. All of that is connected with our Vishuddhi. If we have a lot of guilt, or we have a lot of aggression, or we can say reactions, those things can affect the center. The sixth, we call it as the Agya chakra. They are felt on the ring fingers, or it is felt on the ring finger. On the front side and the back side, as you know, we say, I forgive here, and on the back, we ask for forgiveness. This is a more complex center that we may talk about maybe next week, but just in short, the right side, the right channel, if it becomes overactive, what happens is you can see there is a yellow entity here. What it does is it inflates this, we call it as like a balloon of the ego. So you can imagine someone who is overly right-sided, wants to control the situation, or has a very hot temper. You know, that is the byproduct. And it blocks this balloon of the ego containing all these thoughts, blocks the center. And then on the left side, that is someone who indulges in the past, someone who indulges in bad experiences, or, you know, is affected by the past or bad experiences, we can say. There is this balloon here, the blue one, that becomes inflated and also can block the center. And we call that as our super ego, which is where we store all our memories and conditionings. Lastly, Sahasrara, we can feel the center where we are in the present moment, where all the centers inside us become integrated, where we feel the coolness of the Kundalini. This center we feel in the center of our palms. And for that reason, if we are in a very good state, if we are in the center, in the present moment, we generally say, you may feel a coolness in the center of your palms, flowing from your palms. So a lot of ideas there, not to worry about, you know, having to remember everything, but over time, I think this is quite intuitive and will start making sense as you learn more about yourself through meditation. So another big idea I wanted to introduce is, normally if we're having the class at the Evergreen, we would actually learn, other than feeling our own centers and our own subtle system, we would also learn or experiment with feeling another person's subtle system. You don't need to be like a certified master or anything like that in Sahaja Yoga to be able to do that. It's just as you become confident and as you start understanding these sensations and becoming sensitive to them, you will see that when you put your attention on someone else, you can know who they are. You can find out what problems they may be faced with, and you can actually help them. So that would be, you know, future steps. But inside yoga, this concept is known as collective consciousness. So we develop this ability to not only feel our own vibrations, but also to feel the vibrations of others. And this is something that I showed a couple weeks ago. So again, not to feel overwhelmed, but I think you get the idea. If you feel warmth or heaviness or heat or pain, that's usually a sign that there may be an imbalance or a blockage, or something's working out, something's clearing out. If you feel lightness and coolness, then that means balance in general. So today when we meditate, I'd like that we try something very simple, which is the right hand. We put our right hand in front of ourselves at the base of the spine. And what we're going to do is we're just going to raise it slowly up along the spine until we get to the top of the head. And what we may say is tap on the top of your head, so you help yourself to bring your attention up here. One more thing we're going to do, we're going to pull down our 2 channels. So you may remember the 2 channels cross at this chakra here. So what we do is we actually cross our 2 hands, these 2 balloons, we pull them down, we uncross the hands here at this level, and we bring down our left side and our right side. So hopefully you find this straightforward, but don't worry too much. If it's not clear yet, not to worry. Slowly we will get to practice this. So let's jump into the meditation. So I would say let's keep our left hand resting on the lap, palm facing upwards. We're going to do this 3 times. With the right hand, we're going to place it at the base of the spine in front of our body. And slowly we're going to raise. It is just our intention and our desire. We're just going to raise slowly, keeping our attention inside ourselves 3 times, all the way up to the top of the head, and you can tap the last center, or you can give a little massage. 2nd time. Third time. Now we combine this with pulling down the 2 channels. So we remember we cross our hands, we pull down these 2 balloons of the ego and superego. We uncross the hands and we bring down our left side and right side. And what we do is we actually offer to the Mother Earth. So just gently press down and offer to the Mother Earth. Let's do it again. We raise with the right hand up along the spine to the top of the head. And with the 2 hands, we bring down the left side and right side. Let's do our best to keep our attention as far as possible on the top of the head. In this chakra, the last chakra, the Sahasrara. You can say inside, Mother Kundalini, please establish my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please let me be cleansed and balanced. So, as you may remember, if you have thoughts coming, you can say, I forgive. Forgive the thought. Remember to bring your attention back to the top of the head in the last center, the last chakra. Let's put our right hand on the heart. You can say inside, I am not this body. I am not this mind, this ego, these emotions. I am the pure spirit. We can keep both our hands open in front of us and raise them up to the level of the heart. And just for a moment, let's put our attention on our hands. And let's see, in general, whether you feel the hands to be balanced, or if there is one hand that is heavier or warmer than the other one, and that would provide you with an indication that that might be, if it's the left side or the right side, that would be the energy channel that you may want to focus on when you meditate during the week. Not to worry if you're not feeling much, as we mentioned before, our sensitivity will improve over time. So again, with our right hand, let's keep it in front of our body, at the bottom of the spine. What you could do is, as you raise your right hand, you could add the sound Om, very simply, just like this. Om. So again, if you have thoughts coming, remember to bring your attention back to the top of the head. Try not to follow your thoughts. So like last week, I would like to show you a short video clip of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shimataji, a public talk that she gave in Berkeley in 2000. And after that, we will have perhaps another minute or so of silent meditation. So please let me know in case there are any audio issues.
End of it, and seek what you have been seeking and you get it. That's the promise. First and foremost thing, when we are seeking, we should know what are we within ourselves. What do we know about ourselves is only through doctors or through psychologists or some people, which is very superficial knowledge about ourselves. In our depth, in our within, what do we have which doctors don't know is the parasympathetic nervous system. They don't know. Sympathetic system is the system by which, when we work very hard, we run and do all kinds of things, the sympathetic goes into action. Heart will start beating fast. But what brings it to normal is the parasympathetic. And this is what we have to know within ourselves, that it exists and it operates automatically. How it exists and how it works out, that's why we have to. Moreover, what are we when you see the whole world is so full of violence, full of all kinds of nonsense that's going on, and you can't imagine why people do it. What is the need to do all these horrible things in the name of God, in the name of religion, in the name of some political party or some sort of a name they must have, to fight with each other, torture others, kill each other? All this works out through human beings, through people who are supposed to be at the top of evolution. Human awareness is at the highest point. So now what's happening to our awareness? Why do we get into jealousies, into angers, into all kinds of funny type of behavior which animals also don't do? Because we have freedom. We can do what we like. We can do what we like with ourselves, with others. But still we must know our vehicle better. We should know what is within us. And for that, there is placed within us a beautiful thing called Kundalini, which lies in the triangular bone, which is called a sacrum. That means Greek knew about it. That's why they call it a sacred bone. In the triangular bone, it lies at the base of your spine. And this is the one which is going to give you a real asset. This is the one which is going to connect you to the all-pervading power of divine love. They have all talked about all power of God, divine love, all kinds of things. But we don't know where it is, where does it exist, how it works. If really it is there or not, also we are not very sure. So this power lies within your triangular bone. जरा आगे ले लो तो अच्छा रहेगा. All of you have this power within. It's not anyone who belongs to any nationality or to any culture, but everyone has this power within himself. But you'll be surprised how people have made such a horrible picture of Kundalini. And they say that when the Kundalini rises, you may go mad, you may shout, you must do all kinds of things. Because they have no authority to do it, because they don't know how to do it. That's why they make up a story like that and tell you, because they don't want to ascend, I think, or they don't know. They are incapable of awakening the Kundalini. But I must tell you that she is your mother. She is your individual mother. She knows everything about it. It's all recorded. Whatever was your past, whatever mistakes you committed, whatever aspirations you have, everything she knows about is all recorded there in a 3.5 column. But she's your mother, your own mother, And when you were born, your mother took all the trouble upon herself. She didn't give you trouble. In the same way, when this Kundalini rises, she doesn't give you any trouble. Now, people are afraid even to talk about Kundalini because those who talked about Kundalini were, I don't know what sort of people they were. And it was such a misleading thing that they thought is better not to talk about. But talk is talk. Talk is not everything. What has to happen? The awakening of this Kundalini. It's an actualization. It is not just talking, giving lectures. You do this, you stand like this, put your hand this way, your legs that way. It's not that. It's very simple that this Kundalini, which is responsible for your last ascent, your, I should say, the last step in your evolution. This Kundalini is your own mother and she cannot harm. She can never do that. This is the fact I would like to tell you first of all. Because I know in America, all kinds of people have come from it. Those people also who were released from jail wore some sort of a dress and came. They're all minting money. That's what they are doing. They're good at it. So, if you have any understanding about divinity, you must understand that you cannot sell it and you cannot purchase it. If you can purchase some person, then such a person cannot be your master. He can be your servant, but not your master. So once you understand this point, it's very important for you people to know that it is not sellable. Because you know this is a consumer society and everything has to be sold, but not spirituality. You cannot sell spirituality. And those who sell spirituality are spurious people. They are not real. They are absolutely bogus people, as they call them, and you don't waste your energy and money on them. So now, we have before you this triangular bone and this Kundalini. And she rises through 6 centers. The 7th center is below the Kundalini. It is below the Kundalini and it protects the chastity of the mother. Now, those people who talk about sex as one of the instruments for ascent are absolutely befooling. Nobody has said that in any scripture. But suddenly they start a kind of a myth or fashion, I should say, or fad, and people get driven into it. So I've come to warn you about it that it has nothing to do with sex. But as Christ has said, you have to be like children when you enter into the kingdom of God. So your innocence get awakened. Many